ago, every single day, the Iranian regime's economy gets significantly worse. Things are deteriorating around them every single day. Take a look at what the Senate Republicans this morning posted. Official government page. Time is not on Iran's side. The regime is in an economic vice, losing $500 million a day. Why? Because of President Trump's naval blockade of the Hormuz. The regime no longer can they export or sell their oil. They're losing $500 million a day. Previous presidents, who shall not be named, sent Iran ash. Barack Obama. President Trump, however, continues to put the U.S. in a position of strength. President Trump is, he's got them in a chokehold here, and he is slowly strangling them out. The clock is ticking on the Iranian regime, seriously. Now, you want to know what that looks like? Take a listen to this. Iran's president, a man named Masoud Pezeshkian, this morning issued this statement in video. He said, "The enemy is attacking our infrastructure and putting us under siege so that the people become dissatisfied. We currently do not need the people's sacrifice, but we request that people reduce electricity and energy consumption. For example, at home, instead of having 10 lights on, let 2 lights be on." What's wrong with that? This is his quote from this morning. So folks, now, because of President Trump's blockade and the pressure he has applied on the Iranian regime, the president of Iran himself right now is requesting that the people of Iran cut back on their energy consumption. Turn off the lights, keep the refrigerator door closed, maybe stop driving around so much, etc. Turn off the air conditioning, etc. We're going into summer here. It's about to get very hot. In fact, I'm sure over in Iran, I'm sure it is already very hot. What do you think it's going to look like? Imagine, let's project a couple weeks, a couple months, we're heading into the very hot Iranian summer. Ladies and gentlemen, the sun is blazing overhead. Nobody's getting paid, okay, because the money's stopped coming in. So it's hot, people have nothing to do, there's no money coming in, the country's economic basis has been shut down, nobody's going to work, everybody is hot and frustrated and irritated. There's already hatred from the Iranian people towards the Iranian regime. Already nobody likes them. The IRGC, nobody likes them. These are the conditions under which people get fed up and rise up and take their own country back. And the Iranian regime knows that. The clock inside of the country is ticking. Now, what else do we have here today to talk about? Ladies and gentlemen, called on Iran and China to lead the New World Order after years of U.S. violations on global law. This is coming from the Iranian regime. They're saying that because the United States continues to violate international law, we want a new world order under which Russia and China are the new leaders of the world. Let me ask a question. I'm a curious guy. Is it the case that Russia and China have never violated international law? I'm not even going to have a conversation about whether the U.S. violates international law or ridiculous. What about China and Russia? Are China and Russia known for violating international law? Yeah, that's like actually all they do. That's like literally all they do. That's kind of their thing. That's their claim to fame. So, a little bit of ridiculousness this morning coming out of the Iranian regime. It's a little bit silly. Now, talking about China, guess what? The Trump administration, yesterday evening, placed economic sanctions on numerous major China-based oil refineries. And approximately 40 different Chinese companies and tankers involved with shipping Iranian oil. Ladies and gentlemen, we all know that China for decades now has been getting much of its oil by utilizing a black market shadow fleet, is what it's called, getting oil sanctioned internationally. Speaking of international law, getting illegal oil from sanctioned oil from Iran, okay, using this shadow fleet. And now Trump says, you know what, we've had enough. This is Trump escalating against China about 3 weeks ahead of his meeting. Trump is set 3 weeks from now to fly to Beijing and talk to Xi Jinping himself, Ni Hao Ma. And what is Trump doing 3
How's
weeks
everyone's
ahead of that?
dopamine? Is it time to
Applying
invent the
massive
future yet?
against the Chinese energy industry is what he's doing. And Trump is only doing this because he knows he is in a position of power. He has all the leverage. You want to talk about leverage? Let's talk about the U.S. dollar real quick. U.S. dollar transactions are rising globally amid the Iran war. Wow. The U.S. dollar's share of international payments via SWIFT payment processor rose 1.9 points in March to a record 51.1%. I'm sorry, a record 51.1% since 2022, by comparison, the euro represents
You know what
only
they're saying about us outside these walls? How
followed by the
dare
British pound, the
they?
Japanese yen, Chinese yuan,
This
and the
time,
Canadian
they
dollar.
crossed the line.
The US
I've heard
dollar
that shit my
also
whole life.
covers
You know what it means?
89%
You're
of all
doing
FX trades and
something
61% of foreign currency debt issuance. Beyond that, it represents 57% of global currency reserves, excluding gold, and 54% of all export invoicing worldwide. The world is using the US dollar more than ever. All-time high, 51% right now for SWIFT payments. SWIFT is the world's largest payment processor. Wow. So keep in mind, this is doomsday news for China and Russia and Iran and India, all of these BRICS member nations. What is the purpose of the BRICS alliance?
What's going on?
Led by China. China's really the leader, number one at Oslo. Their long-term objective is to undermine the U.S. actual dollar and to unseat the U.S. dollar as the world's reserve currency. Simply put, they want to knock down the United States of America as the global superpower, as the global hegemon. Right now, we need to see a unipolar world. What does that mean? That means there is one superpower. One unipolar superpower is the United States of America. What they want is to usher the world to unseat the U.S., to weaken and deteriorate the U.S. and our financial strength. That sounds a little bit negative. They want to deteriorate that and usher us into a new multipolar world, a new multipolar era of history, where no longer is there one global superpower like there is now, but instead there is a multipolar dynamic where there's maybe 3 or 4 or 5, 10, who knows, superpowers all interacting amongst each other. Is that America first? No. What we want to do is maintain the unipolar world. We want America to be the number one global superpower. We love to see U.S. dollars share international payments go up. We love to see the United States dollar remain and retain its spot as the global reserve currency and the global hedge, the U.S. dollar system. Our entire global presence is built on this. China is actually working on it. So this news here, that amidst this conflict with Iran, the U.S. dollar is actually surging in 10 different ways. This is doomsday. China and their war. Ladies and gentlemen, this news today, this is where it looks like the put America first.
Let me get the fuck out of here!
Let's listen in. First U.S. Attorney Bill Staley talking about these raids targeting Mexican mafia in Southern California.
Homes or out in the public area. This is what the United States Department of Justice does well. We are here to bring public safety to the community. We're here to clean up our communities from violent and organized crime. That's the bread and butter of the FBI and the Department of Justice. And we're very proud of the work that was been done on this case by our prosecutors and our agents. I'm going to talk a little bit about the specific charges here. These charges include racketeering, conspiracy, kidnapping, extortion, trafficking dangerous drugs such as fentanyl, methamphetamine, and as well as illegal gambling and murder. The case's main indictment charges dozens of Mexican mafia gangsters in 66 felony counts. It paid